right now of severe weather, wind and hail threat. Those are some of the things that we're looking at for today. So now let's talk about this. Apple's gearing up for its annual showcase announcement tomorrow. Apple CEO Tim Cook is expected to unveil 3 new iPhones. 3 new cameras are expected on some, maybe slow-mo in the selfie camera, maybe 3 lenses for the main camera to capture wider angle pictures, better Face ID. Always interesting to see what they come up with, but these used to be a really big deal. Now people are holding on to their smartphones a little bit longer. Wallet Hub survey found nearly 30% fewer people plan to buy a new iPhone this year compared to last year. So I want to know, do you plan on upgrading? If not, why are you waiting? What model phone do you have? I know some people have like 5Ss and 6Ss still, and there are like 6 models past that. So I want to know what you're working with, if you're looking forward to the event tomorrow because you're actually going to upgrade, or if you're just kind of curious. So those watching on Facebook, leave a comment here. We'll read through a few of those in a moment. Hey, we have breaking news this morning out of Duluth. Firefighters are up against a large fire at a synagogue in downtown Duluth. That's just some horrifying images there. The first emergency call came in around 3:30 this morning. The synagogue is the Adas Israel congregation. Still trying to figure out if anyone was inside when the fire started or if there are any injuries. According to their website, the building was established in the late 19th century. No cause just yet. This morning, the Coast Guard will continue searching for 4 crew members missing from a cargo ship that overturned near Georgia. The Golden Ray caught fire and tipped on its side yesterday morning. Rescuers have saved 20 people. A local newspaper reports the Coast Guard crews heard tapping from the hull, suggesting the 4 missing crew members are still alive. That is just frightening. Rescue crews stopped searching yesterday after it became too dangerous. The White House is defending its decision to invite Taliban leaders to a summit at Camp David. On Twitter, President Trump said he was set this weekend to meet with leaders of the Taliban along with the president of Afghanistan. The goal here was to negotiate an Afghanistan peace deal with the Taliban, but the president says he canceled the meeting after a U.S. soldier died in a suicide bombing in Kabul last week. It's unclear when negotiations with the Taliban might continue. Back to work day for Congress. They're in Washington after a month-long recess. The fall session starts with a whole lot of pressure building on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to address gun violence, election security, and other issues. Really long list there. The president isn't really clear on what he would like to see Congress accomplish, especially on gun control. Last week, McConnell said if President Trump gives his approval, he will take a gun bill to the Senate floor. Hey, later today, 6 police officers who stopped the Dayton mass shooter will get a much-deserved honor at the White House. President Trump will present them with the Medal of Valor. The 6 officers got on scene at the rampage within 30 seconds. 9 people died there in Dayton, but authorities say many more lives were saved because of those officers' response. Is it a travel week for you? Maybe heading across the pond? If so, sorry. British Airways says it canceled almost all flights today and tomorrow after its pilots went on strike. The British Pilots Union and the airline are fighting over pay. British Airways is offering full refunds or the option to rebook. The airline also told its customers not to go to the airport. They said, don't even bother. Need another reason to shop at Target? Well, here's one. It's rolling out a loyalty program nationwide. It's called Target Circle, and it launches on October 6th. It's free to sign up. Benefits include earning 1% back on every Target run to use on a future trip, along with personalized deals. Go ahead and justify all those things that you put in your cart that weren't actually on your list. Members can also cast votes to direct Target's giving initiatives. The Vikings are starting Monday with a big old dub, 20-12 over the Falcons yesterday. We're not allowed to show you game highlights, so you're just going to have to trust us on this one. Let's show you fan highlights instead. Never a doubt the Vikings faithful would show up in force to support the purple and gold. They didn't let a little rain ruin the tailgating experience. We are Minnesotans after all. Many fans we talked to are optimistic for the season ahead, like father and son Kurt and Josh Urban.
It doesn't matter what the score is at the end of the game, as long as we're on the winning side, you know. But I just hope the guys stay healthy.
His helmet basically inspired me to have my own little style. That was his. This is mine, and I'm happy to finally have my own little gig going on.
We're going to the Super Bowl this year, finally.
Those helmets, man, I can't get over that. Dedication. Solid win to start the season. The Vikings are at Green Bay this Sunday for a noon start. And are you ready for the cutest video of the morning? We'll watch this young Vikings fan cheer on the team's first win.
So, Vikings name. Let's get a touchdown. The first down, rock, sock 'em, fight, fight, fight. So Vikings run to soar. You hear us for more. P-I-J-K-L-N-N-O-P.
That is 3-year-old Gavin. His mom, Courtney, shared this with us on Facebook. As you heard there, he's got the chant down, but mom says he still needs to work on how to spell Vikings. L-M-N-O-P, I don't think is part of Vikings, but we'll get there, Gavin. Just sound it out. All right, back to today's talker. Let's bring in WCCO's digital guy, Cole. Cole, what are people saying about their iPhones? As you read on your iPhone, what model do you have?
I've got an iPhone 8, and I was
Okay.
just able to buy it out, so now my monthly bill's lower. So I'm going to stay with this for a little bit.
Until it dies out. That's what a lot of people
exactly.
do. Yeah,
And
go
then we
ahead.
have Lois saying no to upgrades. They're too expensive. My 6S is just fine. Carla saying iPhone 6 holding off due to the expense. Suzanne saying I have a 7 and hope to get an upgrade, but don't really need a new phone.
Yeah, which is the general theme, right? That expenses are really, that's true. I mean, the iPhone 10 cost $1,000. That was the first time that dipped into that territory. So for sure, I mean, I can resonate. That resonates with me as far as just.
How about you?
I have a 10, and this is a long story that I think will go past 734. But basically, I took Apple Care off of it because I got a little bit cocky, and now it has a little bit of a cracked screen. So
of course.
it's fine. We'll talk about it later. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. That is it for now. This is 734 from WCCO, and most of the Twin Cities are on the go. So why not make us your place for mobile news? We'll be back here tomorrow at 734. Until then, be nice to each other out on the internet.